Shalom, shalom, Yisrael. Kohalayim la YAHAWAH, BAHASHAM, BAHASHAM, double honors to the elders and apostles who get minister and the teachable well. Peace and salutations be to the elect. I'm Atazawam, coming at you from the province of Babylon, camp here in Tampa, Florida. This lesson is going to be going into the U.S. will be monitoring at least 5 years past history of social media for all tourists entering into the country. So if you plan on if you're from a different country than America and you plan on coming into America, whether it be for a visit, vacation, or you're just trying to move here and live here, they're going to require to see 5 years of your previous social media history. All right, which they're making this plan to go into motion. They're trying to make this go into motion. It says the U.S. is weighing a rule. All right, so this is not a requirement right now. It's not a law, not yet. It says the U.S. is weighing a rule that would require foreign visitors to share 5 years of social media history as part of entering the country under a new proposal put forward by American officials, right? So this rule has been proposed, not quite set in stone, but proposed, right? So this is something that they want to make happen, that people are thinking about making happen. American officials are thinking about making into a law. All right. So let's go ahead and get into it with the scriptures, because we know what this is going to lead to and what these demons are actually trying to do. Okay. So this is the book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 15, and verse. We'll start at verse 16. 2nd Ezra, chapter 15, and verse 16 says, "For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another." All right. There's going to be sedition among men. So let's go ahead and grab the definition of the word sedition and see what that's talking about. Conduct or speech inciting people to rebel against the authority of a state or monarch. Synonyms: agitation, provocation, or provocation, inflaming, insurrection, rioting, revolt, rebellion, mutiny, insubordination, disobedience, resistance, defiance. All right. So there's going to be rebellions, riots, insurrections, okay, disobedience. All right, these people are, what it really means is these people are going to start to rise up against their government. Okay, this is biblical prophecy. All right, I know there have been people coming out making videos about having dreams of sedition among men. All right, because this is in the scriptures. This is supposed to happen. This is prophecy. It's going to happen. It's going to get to a point where America is going to stand up and start attacking its own government. All right. It says, "For there shall be sedition among men and invading one another." All right. Men are going to be invading each other. Okay. It's going to be a lawless time. There's going to be no police you can call, no ambulance you can call because you're injured. The scripture talks about how the grinding shall cease because the laborers are few. All right, we're going to get into a time where it's going to get so lawless out here that people are going to stop going into work. All right, it's going to be dangerous for you to go into work. Okay. Business gonna be overthrown, invaded. All right, people's mansions gonna be invaded. It says, They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. All right. And the first targets, okay, is going to be the rich. That's why it's dangerous to be wealthy and rich on this side. It's lucky for my much yawning, man. Just got out of the plantation. But it's dangerous for you to be well off on this side, because somebody gonna seek to take it from you. All right, like the scriptures say. Let's grab it here real quick. We'll grab this and come back. All right, in the book of Luke, chapter 12 and verse 19, in the NLT, we'll start at verse 18. It says, then he said, I know, I'll tear down my barns. It says, then he said, I know, I'll tear down my barns and build bigger ones. Then I'll have room enough to store all my wheat and other goods. And I'll sit back and say to myself, my friend, you have enough stored away for years to come. Now take it easy, eat, drink, and be merry. But YAHAWASHI said to him, you fool, you will die this very night. Then who will get everything you worked for? All right. It says, yes, a person is a fool to store up earthly wealth, but not have a rich relationship with YAHAWASHI. All right. You're a fool to store up earthly wealth and not have a rich relationship with YAHAWASHI. So all these imbeciles that have stored up wealth, earthly wealth, they don't have relationships with the Lord, YAHAWASHI. Okay, the ones that sit at the top of the food chain, okay, that sit at the top of the power grid, the power pyramid, okay, they ain't got no relationship with the Lord, YAHAWASHI. They gonna get invaded first. All right. Not only that, but the scriptures say, the wicked storing up all this riches and wealth just for the elect to put it on. Okay. It says, they shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. They're not going to care that you, the government, the mayor, the president, all right, the chief of police, they're not going to give a damn. They're coming for what you got, all right, and they're going to come in numbers, okay? A man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. So you're going to desire to enter into a city. You may desire to enter and leave the state that you're in to go into another one because you got family in that state, and you ain't going to be able to, okay? Just like we opened up with, people going to desire to try to come into America, ain't going to be able to. Okay, it's going to be, America's going to be besieged from the inside out. Okay, nobody getting out, nobody coming in, because they're about to enter into a great reset. And they're going to make sure everybody's a part of that system before they leave or before they enter in. All right, and that's what this world is getting ready to shift to, is that great reset, the NWO, the mark of the beast, and AI surveillance systems. All right, we're entering into that beast system. It says, a man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. You ain't got the right credentials. You ain't got all the things. If you ain't registered up with this devil's database, you ain't in the devil's database, you ain't going to be able to enter into a different city, okay, unless you get around him. And that's going to be hard. For because of their pride, the city shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. Men ain't going to be afraid. Men ain't going to be wanting to go into another city in the first place. They're going to be scared to step out of their houses. Okay? People are going to be cooped up in their houses, hiding from those that seek to spoil them. All right? It says the houses shall be destroyed. Okay? It says, and it goes on to explain, a man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy the houses with the sword. You're going to come through with them guns, looking for food, looking for medicine. All right? And it's going to happen fast. It's not going to be a drawn-out thing. It's not going to be, oh, shit, the the food stores are found empty. What does the scripture say? The full storehouse shall be suddenly found empty, meaning out of nowhere. These full Walmarts, full Publixes and grocery stores, and Winn-Dixie's, all these full grocery stores gonna be upon a sudden found empty. Meaning they ain't gonna get their shipments. They're gonna halt all shipments and they're gonna haul off the food that they do got in there. Okay? And people gonna break in and take what they can. Alright? So within a day's time, all them storehouses gonna be empty. Okay? It says, a man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy the houses with the sword and spoil their goods. They're going to take your goods. They're going to take what they need. And what I was saying earlier, Salakia, the Spirit just returned it to me. But it ain't going to be a drawn-out thing, okay, because the storehouse should shut down. No, it's going to happen immediately, okay? People need these... Shit, I'd say about 80% of Americans are dependent upon drugs, all right? They're dependent upon drugs, man, okay? 80% of these adult Americans, they're dependent on drugs. They need it to function daily on their day-to-day basis. And if they don't get it, guess what? They're going to start hunting you down for them drugs before they come for the food. The food going to be a bonus at this point. All right? But these people going to need their drugs to stay sane so their mind can function or to be eased of their dis-ease. Okay? To numb the pain from the disease, or to halt certain diseases from progressing, they're going to need medicine, and they're going to seek it in your house, all right? And then they're going to take the food, and then they're going to take the woman, okay, and put the man and children to death, all right? It says, but shall destroy the houses with the sword and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation, all right? It's going to be a lack of bread, and it's going to be great tribulation. This devil going to have his foot heavy upon the necks of these so-called Americans. Okay? This devil's about to come to us. Revelation 12:12 tells us this devil coming having great wrath because he knows that he has a short time. All right? So be prepared, because they're getting ready to lock you in and to lock everybody else out. And they're about to enter into this great reset. Okay? So prepare spiritually and build up that rich relationship with YAHAWASHI, so that you ain't suffering need in that time. All right? If you good with the Lord, you ain't gonna have need of such things as food and water, shelter and clothes. The Lord gonna supply you with these things freely, all right, because you trusted in Him. All right, so I truly hope this in transit was edifying to you. I commend Allah for listening, truth and sincerity. To next Yahshua, I give all glory, honor, and praises unto Yahawah, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, BAHASHAM, Shalom.